Alright, so today we're going to start working with our line follower code. So before you start, there's an important kind of announcement. So if you have the black wheel for your line follower, you need to swap it out with one of the red or the green ones up at the front table where you got the parts. You will need to also change out the O-rings, okay? Because those ones don't have O-rings on them. So you take the O-ring from the black wheel, put it on the new wheel. This is because those were printed with the newer 3D printers, the black ones, and they have different tolerances requirements because basically they have higher precision motors that are capable of doing having finer control. And so when it draws a circle like that, it can do it a lot closer to the dimensions that you send it. And so I hadn't tested those tolerances on the new printer, and it looks like I should have. So I reprinted them, and they're there, and you're going to need to swap those out. Okay? So today So today we're going to do basically a handful of things, and you should be able to finish at least the first two, and then maybe the third one. And so the first thing is the assemble line follower assignment. You actually already did this. Okay, so we did this in class, and so now you're just going to upload a picture of this working. The next thing is these line follower functions, the forward, reverse, and stop functions, and that's what we're going to do right now. And so I'm going to walk you through that. And for this one, basically, you're going to write code to make your robot go forward. It's going to stop, and it's going to go backwards and stop. And that will be the whole program. You can start over pressing that reset button. But this is how you're going to do your forward function. Okay? Make sure that you're doing this yourself, so you're not, like, your neighbor's not doing it for you. You're doing it and your neighbor's doing it. And you'll each turn your code in separately. You can help each other out, but the code that you turn in shouldn't be the same. I mean, it could be similar because it's just pretty simple, but it's not going to be the same because you guys are writing it separately. Okay? And so that one, and then when that one is finished, assignment 25 here is to draw the left and right functions for your drawbot. Okay? And then you're going to actually program it to go in a square. All right? So it's going to go forward, right, forward, right, forward, turn right, forward, turn right, forward, turn right, forward. And then it's going to, when it stopped here, it's going to turn to the left in a circle. Okay? And that will be basically that one assignment. Okay? And so again, you'll probably finish this one. You may not finish this one, and then on Tuesday you can finish up this one. Okay? Along with starting to work on the spreadsheet and the attachments for the IR sensors. Okay? So coming back to the code here, it's really not going to be too complicated. The last thing I'll mention, some of us have issues switching back and forth between Create and the desktop one. I recommend just going to here. If you're trying to run code in here, it's not working. It's probably because you have the Create plugin open. You don't want to open up the plugin. You can try restarting the computer, and then you should be good to go. All right, so we need to include our servo library. And we're going to use this to control those continuous servos. And so we're going to make servo left servo. And we're going to make servo right servo. Okay. And we're going to set the, let's say, const int left servo pin. We'll say is, whatever you have it attached to, 76. Right servo pin could be should be an equal sign right there, and this one we'll say is on pin 5 or something. Okay, and you can move those around. So remember, we got to do our left servo dot attach. Let's say left servo pin. And we'll do the same thing with the right servo. Okay, and so now we're all set up. And so we're going to write all of our code in this setup here because we only want it to happen once, but we are going to write some functions. And so it's just going to be void forward. Backwards or backward. Left. We'll put stop before that. Void stop. Void left. Okay, and basically your job is to implement these functions. Okay, and so for the first one, you wanted it to go, let's see, the first assignment asked us to go forward for 4 seconds, stop for 4 seconds, backwards 4 seconds, and stop. And so basically the way we do this, these functions will change the direction of it. So if we say forward, and then we have a delay afterwards, this means go forward for 4 seconds. And then at 4 seconds, we're going to change the direction it's going. So maybe we go backwards, or we say maybe stop here, you know, go left, whatever. And so this is basically how you'll do the assignment there. Okay? But in order to do these, so we need to control those servos. And so we're going to write the stop function first. And so if you remember, for continuous servo, stop is at 90. And so we're going to say, sorry, I'm going to say left servo dot right. I'm going to put it at 90, and then right servo dot right at 90 as well. Okay. Now, because these are not like perfectly made servos, one thing that might be worth doing is setting an offset. And so for the center, so we're going to say const int left servo stop and const int right servo stop. Okay, so if you, and we'll use those instead, and then if you notice, one of the servos isn't actually stopped when you call the stop function, then you can adjust those positions. Okay, and so like let's say you said call that stop function right here, and you notice that one of the motors is moving, then you might need to adjust this. Okay. All right, and so from here we can do our forward function, and so we're going to say left servo dot right, and then we're going to offset it from the stop position. Okay, and we're going to say plus 90. Or if you run it and it's going backwards, you'll have to switch it to minus. Okay, so you'll have to kind of figure this out based on yours. And then you might lower this. The other thing you might want to think about is as you do this, if these motors are going different speeds, you might need to reduce one of them, right? So maybe, oh, this one's going faster than that one. Let me slow down this one so that my robot goes straight. You know, so you can set those to 90. And that, so since our stop position is 90, plus 9, that puts us at 180. Or minus 90 puts us at 0. And remember, forwards and backwards are 0 and 180. And so you'll have to adjust whether these are plus or minus. Based on, you know, what your robot does when you run this function. Okay, so if you call that forward function, if you call this forward function and your robot's going backwards, then you want to change both of these If it's like turning, then you might just change one of them. Okay, and that's basically what you got to do here. I'm going to let you implement this backward function. Okay, so you're going to take what you did there. Basically, you just want to do the opposite in the backward function. And then once that's done, you make your pattern. So forward, delay, 4,000. You can figure out what comes next. And you want to recreate what's happening in that, in the instructions for the assignment. Okay? Once you've finished this assignment here, and you move on to assignment 25, here you make it go left or right, and you're going to have it go in a square. And so what you can do in that case is you're going to go forward, and then right. And you have to have some kind of delay, right? You got to let it go forward. So delay, send them out. Okay. Up to you. And if you want to put this in like a for loop, you can. And then when you're done, you got to do this a couple more times, right? Have another delay here, delay. You draw your square. And then after, you want it to turn left to full circle. So you tell it to go left, and you have to pass some kind of delay. Like, you have to kind of figure this out and see what works best. If it takes 3 seconds, 4 seconds, whatever, you'll adjust this delay to get your full circle. Okay? For that left-right one. And so you'll have to figure out, how should I set those speeds in my left and right function to get it to turn left and right when I want it to. Okay? And as you're testing, you can put those functions in here. So let's say, let's go right. And then, you can see, is it going right or left? And it's going left. Okay, I got this backwards. All right, if it's going forwards, I got to change the direction on the motors. Okay? And then, like I mentioned, with the forward and backwards, if they're going different speeds, you might need to adjust them there. Okay? And that's what you should do. If you want to, get some help, you can just talk to the people around you. If you need to send me a message, you can send me a message. And then we'll follow up on this on Friday. Okay?